Well, we're already starting to see, aren't we, just how nasty the debate of The Voice can readily become on the very day that the Prime Minister delivered the latest Closing the Gap report. Watching Senator Jacinta Price speak on Monday and then witnessing the vitriol thrown at her from the left just because this proud Warlpiri Celtic Australian woman doesn't want to see our country divided by race says everything about how women on the right are treated in the public square. And I know a lot of people won't want to hear this, but I'm going to say it, how Aboriginal women are treated by Aboriginal men. Now, Price is perfectly entitled to her views and to a respectful hearing from those who disagree. But that's not what she copped from Noel Pearson, as I aired for you last night.
Ultimately, it's a tragic redneck celebrity vortex that she's caught up in. Their strategy was to find a black fella to punch down on other black fellas.
Now, I've had a fair bit to do with Noel Pearson in the past. I've had a lot of respect for his views. He's often told Aboriginal people and the rest of us hard truths about welfare being poison, he calls it, poison that's killing his people, and about Aboriginal people's right to take responsibility if they're to beat the tyranny of low expectations. I've seen him at his most charismatic and charming, and I've also seen him behave a long way from that. Right now, with the vitriol against Price, he's clearly trying to bully an Indigenous woman into silence in a 17-minute uncontradicted spray on the ABC. This was a really low blow, given it's not so long ago that he was very happy to stand next to Price and bask in her strong following amongst Aboriginal and non-Aboriginal Australians. And sadly, I fear this won't be the last attempt to morally blackmail and silence Indigenous voices opposed to The Voice. Along with Price, just watch how Warren Mundine, Anthony Dillon and other Indigenous leaders, brave enough to stand against the mob, are being treated, even in these very early days of the Voice campaign. They're going to need a lot of support from all of us, as well as great personal courage to speak out for a united, colourblind Australia against people like Pearson, who really should be better than that. And the Albanese government isn't helping either. As I said would happen months and months ago, it's today been announced that they won't fund a Voice no case or further fund a yes case. Now, I say further fund because they've already given tax-deductible status on donations to groups advocating constitutional recognition, as well as handing taxpayer millions to so-called liaison bodies who are publicly tasked with raising awareness of The Voice. Now, this isn't a level playing field in any shape or form. Then there's the Prime Minister's claim that support for The Voice is simple courtesy, the clear implication being that opponents don't respect Indigenous people. This is not the kind of smear that people deserve, just for asserting Martin Luther King's immortal call for people to judge not by the colour of their skin, but by the content of their character.
I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
I know that grab from Martin Luther King shames the left, and I tell you, you are on notice. I am going to play that over and over and over again right to the end of this vote. Now, I'm all for favour of recognising Aboriginal people in the Constitution. I have had that view for over a decade. It hasn't changed. But this Voice is not recognition, it's identity politics. And it will change forever how we're governed. It will take our country backwards. And one of the real reasons why you're not getting any real detail about The Voice and its mechanisms, how it will operate, who will be on it, is that the powers that be in Canberra actually don't want you to know just how far-reaching it will be. Now, to paraphrase Paul Keating, if you don't understand it, don't vote for it. And if you do understand it, you won't vote for it anyway. Believe me, this debate has just started.